Alright, so I kind of got a little bit of a wild hair up my rear end today, and I'm going to try and get VR working with Flight Sim. So I just happen to have one of those Oculus Meta Quest 2s hanging around. So it's a completely wireless setup. I didn't even realize that the port on the side of it that you would normally use to just charge it up, you can plug it into a computer. Who knew? Probably everybody except for me. Anyway, I plugged it into the computer. I'm going to download a program off of the computers, and it's an Oculus PC app. Here it is. So I'm about to download this right now, and actually I'm going to hit continue right now, and then it looks like it's 2 gigabytes. That's probably a pretty quick download for the most part. And once that's downloaded, then I should be able to connect this to X-Plane, and I'll go through that process here in just a second. Make sure that you have a good cable, like a good USB-C connection cable here. I'm hoping that this one's good enough. This was just a spare cable that I had hanging around, so we'll see how this turns out here in just a few moments. So if there's any question, you guys can go to the Oculus, just look for official Oculus app PC or some combination thereof, and it will take you to the links that you need for this. All right, and then you can click on Install Oculus PC app for Meta Quest link. This should work for any of the Meta Quest apps. If you're using a different headset device, definitely look for what you need to be looking for if you have a completely different device. Okay, so once you come in here, you can watch their video, but all you really need to do is download the Meta Quest Link PC app. I'm not going to do it on this PC because it's not a PC, it's a Mac. So, but make sure to download that, and then once it runs, that's pretty much all you need to do. Okay, so now it's done, and I've had to log into like Meta or Facebook and just make sure that I'm connected. So I'm just kind of going through, select a connection, AirLink. You can do one of 2 devices. You can either do a direct link or AirLink. I probably should do the AirLink, but I'm going to try it with the link cable first. Put on your headset to start using the Quest Link. I don't have recording capability, to my knowledge, inside the headset, so I'll just have to tell you guys what happened. All right, so let's go into our settings. We're going to go here, and then we're going to go to our VR headset settings here, and of course, I still cannot enable it, which sucks. Because all right, what do you think of this for a fashion statement? All right, I had to kind of reset it and then reconnect it from the inside of the device connected to the Oculus app, and then activate it, and it took me to like a whole new screen. I wish you guys could see it, but we're gonna check this out on the screen here now. Hold on. All right, so we're gonna try this again. Take 2, and we're gonna go back into the settings. Now that I'm connected, there it is. Look at that. It says I can enable VR headset settings. That's cool. So we're getting there, and then as soon as I click that, it's actually just taking me right into, oh my gosh, look at that. You can actually see stuff. Hold on, I'm gonna go into the app, but I'm gonna see if I can set this up so that you guys can maybe see what's going on. This feels weird. Here we go, here we go, here we go. It's a cloudy day out. Here we are, airspeed is alive and departing. Oh shit, I went down way too far. Oh, and it crashed, son of a bitch. Replace your headset if you want to re-enable. Well, this sucks. Alright, did I F that one up or what? I bet I'm like way up in the sky. Damn. Oh, okay, I see it. The airport. I see what we did there. Potentially. It's salvageable, guys. Don't do this at home. Pretty sure I just lost you guys. Alright guys, here's my thoughts. I gave up trying to hold the camera and shoot and everything. It just was not going well. But I did find a way to record what I was seeing in the goggles, which is great. You can apparently cast to a phone, and then you can record what you're casting on the phone, and then it just saves to the phone, and then you can just import it right into the editing software. So there you go. All right, hope you guys enjoy this. So I went back and I did a follow-up flight. I was having some issues with the first one. I finally got it to work in the Cessna, but wanted to go back and do a little bit more, and played with the RV-10. The RV-10 flew pretty good in X-Plane. I assume that it still flies like a paper airplane in X-Plane 12, but I think what I'm going to do is set up X-Plane 12 and see if the graphics look a little bit better in the goggles. So my old man vision is going to crap. I can't see anything up close, so when you put the goggles on, or the device, you can't see much because it's all fuzzy. So I would recommend, if you guys do this, if you guys set up VR, get something where you can either drop the inserts in, or you can adjust the focal length, the focal distance on the actual VR device itself. So I just went out flying at like 6,000 feet. I don't know where I was. I was up there somewhere, and I started coming down, and came down through the clouds. And this is the point where I came back down through the clouds. So I was just kind of practicing some, looking at the controls, looking at the instruments, kind of looking back and forth. I should have stayed on the instruments because that's what you do in your IMC. But I was looking around. I'm playing around. It's VR. I'm having a good time, right? So, but I came down, and then I gave myself what I thought was a failure. I thought I pulled the mixture. Turns out I just pulled the prop. But kind of the same thing. It pulled the RPMs back to 0, and just kind of let it go. But I got a pretty good idea of how it worked. I don't know. I would definitely like some mixed reality, I believe, with sharper imagery and probably a wireless setup if I could, or a longer, better cord to connect, because the cord was trying to connect. It was snagging on things, and it was just super annoying. It wasn't going great. It was not the way that I would have expected or wanted it to work. So my initial thoughts on VR is that it was freaking great. But I want to see the cockpit. I want to see the physical cockpit that I built. Like you just heard my flaps. If I have my audio go in, and the flaps are like way up here, wherever they're at, and then in the cockpit they're in a completely different spot. So you have to use your muscle memory and remember where it's at in real life, which you can't see real life, which is where the mixed reality would come in. So those are my thoughts. Outside of that, I think there's a lot of promise in VR, and I kind of look forward to playing around with it a little bit more. I really didn't need anything more than the headset device and a cord, and I just plugged it into the existing computer PC that I've been using for 2-3 years now. So that was my emergency landing on some spare road in X-Plane. So yeah, till the next time, maybe I'll find some better videos to make now that I know, some better ways to record there. And hope that you guys enjoy this. If you guys have any questions, comments about your VR setup, or any suggestions, definitely leave me a comment. Hit me up in the comments down below. I'd like to hear what you have to say. All right, see ya. Hey, if you haven't already done so, head over to EliteSimBuild.com, grab a copy of our Home Flight Simulator Resource Guide. Do that thing where you click the button, give us your email address, and we will send you a copy of our simulator guides, where you can get the resource list, the avionics reviews, a panel blueprint, so that way you guys can send that off to your panel guy, get all the parts and pieces that you need. You'll know exactly what software to pick up, so you can get your Cessna 172 flight simulator built today.